This sode would not be possible without the support of our listeners, patrons, and sponsors. If you'd like to learn more about supporting the 3-Bit Gamer Show, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/3BG. And a huge thanks goes out to our boss-level patrons, Christopher and Patrick.
So it's time to podcast, and the boys are here sitting down with their mics, and we're getting to podcasting.
This is exactly what the kind of intro we get when Lynn has a house emergency and doesn't show up.
Way to go, Lynn. You blew it.
Look what you did to us.
Look what you've created. Look what you forced us to do. Now not only are we ad-libbing the intro, but we're ad-libbing the rest of the show.
This is Asmodan. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show.
It's the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And that's it. There's not a third one. It's just
This,
the two.
this has only happened once before.
And we're back.
And it was so cherished of an episode that this is happening again.
Everyone was like, you know what we could do with a higher concentration of JD and Peterson? Not lower. What are you talking about? Higher.
That's what I thought they said too.
I think we're right.
Yeah, probably. We're always right.
Teasing, kudos, I'm yours.
All right. Kudos this week, as with every week, is brought to you by Crave Cookies. Crave Cookies is a little tiny cookie shop here in Salt Lake.
I thought the news was brought to us by Crave Cookies.
The kudos are brought to you
By kudos.
This is going to be a mess. I already can tell it's going to be a fucking
All right,
mess. But this week, the kudos are Crave. Crave's doing the kudos this week. They changed. You know what, Peterson? As our sole sponsor, I think Crave gets to sponsor whatever fucking
This whole
segment they want
episode is sponsored today. Every segment, we're going to do a Crave plug.
Tell you know everything about Trent's Cookie Shop. CraveCookies.com. If you like cookies, you live in Utah, check it out.
So,
I mean, it fits more on the kudos.
It does.
Kudos is our positivity segment.
Yeah.
In which we often talk about food we like, but sometimes other things we like. I have a quick kudos that is going to make all of you roll your eyes. My kudos goes out to this movie I found on Amazon Prime. You know, when you're just browsing Amazon Prime and you're in these depths of the...
I was wondering what this
You're
is
like,
when I saw it on the
where
dock.
the fuck am I? Like, what are all these shows I'm looking at? So I finally arrive at this glorious film called Velocipaster.
You didn't watch it. Velocipaster.
I turned to Jenna and I put
Wait,
on...
let me guess what this is about first.
Okay.
Is it a dinosaur clergy? Is there any dinosaur clergy members?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
The main character.
Is a velociraptor?
After losing his parents, a priest travels to China where he inherits a mysterious ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur.
Why would you want that ability?
At first horrified by this new power, a hooker convinces him to use
Oh, of
it to
course.
fight crime and ninjas.
A hooker convinced him?
To fight crime and ninjas. And he just eats everyone. Because that's what else
fight
does a
crime.
fucking dinosaur do?
And ninjas. Because we're in China.
I gotta say, is if you guys have Amazon Prime, and it's 75 minutes long, but I promise you, if you watch the first 2 minutes, you will have a good hearty laugh, and then at that point, you can decide whether or not you want to finish it. I would recommend doing this in a two-part manner. First, watch the trailer. Just look at the Velocipaster trailer. And if you can watch that and decide you don't want to watch it, just do me a favor and watch the first 2 minutes, because there is a scene in that first 2 minutes. There's just a single shot joke. I don't know. I was dying.
What year was this
I might have
made?
been 2017.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
And he went to China.
No, but this is not real China. It's like someone's backyard.
No. But he went to China and now he's fighting ninjas, which are from Japan.
Right.
This is problematic in 2017.
No, the ninjas
All
are not
Asians
mad.
are not the same.
No, the ninjas are not related to the dinosaur power at all.
So is he out of China at that point?
Yeah, he comes back home.
There's ninjas in the U.S.?
Yeah, and the ninjas don't
Oh my
follow him
gosh.
home. They are independent of the dinosaur plot.
Oh my gosh. This movie sounds terrible and incredible at the same
They're
time.
drug dealing ninjas.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're
and
not.
and his hooker girlfriend is the one with the heart of gold that encourages him. Look, guys, it's a terrible film. It really is.
And you watched it?
It's like my Thanksgiving kudos. It's the same thing.
Is it like same quality as Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'd say, well, obviously 7 years advanced from when Thanksgiving was made. So in terms of like amateur
Thanksgiving is
filmmaking,
timeless.
yeah, I was gonna say you never know. It could have been made in like the 20s, right alongside Citizen Kane, but no, it was made in 2010.
That's surprising.
So yeah, Velocipaster, check it out or don't.
But you had to talk about it. But definitely don't.
Fits the theme of this episode. It's like a slipshod mess.
Well, so my kudos this week is to an actual good film, which is in theaters right now. My wife and I finally got to go out on a date, which has been months because someone's sick, someone's throwing up, whatever.
Yeah.
No one's sick right now, so we're like, we're getting out of here.
All
Get a
the stars
babysitter.
aligned.
We went and saw Knives Out.
Now I've heard this.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
So, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to pull it up because I suck at names. But Daniel Craig is in it, and he plays a
Whoa! Is this the
Southern
murder
investigator.
mystery?
Yes, it's a whodunit murder mystery movie.
I didn't know I was so on brand with our radio play.
Oh no, this is perfectly on
Oh,
brand.
man.
That's why I thought of it actually.
Perfect.
So Knives Out is like a whodunit murder mystery. It's got Chris Evans is in it.
Okay.
There was a few
Captain
other
America.
people that I recognized, but
So
didn't
James
know.
Bond v. Captain America.
Jamie Lee Curtis, she's in it. I'm trying to think of everyone. But yeah, there's people that I recognize that I was like, me and my wife were both like, what's that person from? What's that person from? So of course I've got my phone out on IMDb while we're watching the movie.
in the theater.
Yeah. I had it on real low and I was hold real close to the chest. I had to look. It was going to bug me all movie. Don't be all judgy.
I can't believe you admitted that on air. Now everyone knows. Everyone knows.
You know what?
That
It's stadium
you
seating. We're in the back row.
have-
There's one dude next to me, and that's it. He's
And
the only one who
he
might have seen it.
Wanted to slash your tires after the film, I'm sure.
Well,
because you just couldn't wait to get home. That's the best part, is getting home and hitting IMDb's trivia page.
I couldn't. You know when it's like you can't remember a word or a song or a name? That's exactly that feeling. I had to know.
So either the guy has to sit next to you as you look on your phone, or he has to sit next to you as your head literally explodes.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess
He
did get the
looked
lesser.
over at me annoyed. At one time, I just flipped him off. And I said, turn around. I didn't do any of that. He was very cordial. So Knives Out, like I said, it's a crime, murder mystery, big house, guys murdered, everyone is a suspect, that sort of thing.
Good, classic.
It was written by Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Who did Star Wars, the
And
second
Brick,
one.
the real good thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brick that no one's seen. JD's favorite movie, but no one's seen it. No, this movie was amazing. It's the best movie I've seen in a while that I had never heard of before it came out. I didn't know what this was. Heard people talking about it. We went and saw it. I loved it. It was good from start to finish. It was fun. It was interesting. The acting was great. It's just, if you want to go see a good whodunit movie, with a good plot twist and all that stuff.
Were you able to guess?
I thought
who did it?
No.
Should you be able to guess? Would a smart people be able to?
I didn't guess, so no.
Okay.
No, so I thought I knew, and I was 50% right.
Okay.
Like
so
halfway
half
through the
of
movie, I turned to
so
Kelsey and I was like, I think I know how it's going to end. And I was half right.
I think one of my favorite examples of that is a very odd choice, but in The Hangover, when you watch that originally, if you are clever, you can figure out the entire movie the same way they figured it out, is when they throw the mattress out, or when they walk out of the hotel and there's a mattress and the guy goes, oh, some guys just can't handle Vegas. Anyone who's ever stayed in any hotel, not just in Vegas, any hotel with a high rise, you couldn't get a mattress out the fucking window.
Most time you can't even open a window.
Yeah, there's not a hotel in America you could get a mattress out, let alone like a person.
If you can open a window, especially in Vegas, it's going to open like just the top is going to open like 6 inches.
Yeah. And so like if you piece together that clue with the fact that they'd already been on the roof earlier in the evening, you could easily have figured out that he would be on the roof. And I always look back on that film and be like, there's a handful, there's a non-zero amount of people that watched The Hangover the first time around and immediately knew that Doug
the guy's
was on the roof.
Still.
And I was just like, I was just like kicking myself, like, how did I not figure that out? It was so obvious. Because you don't know you're solving a mystery.
This one's not that obvious. Like, they really...
It's pretty hidden.
You get there and you're like, oh, nice. And they explain it really well at the end.
Okay. I don't like when it feels cheap.
No, it doesn't feel cheap. Kelsey was usually in movies where they're like, there's a lot going on. She's like, oh, I'm not going to understand it. It's going to be so convoluted at the end. I'm not going to get it.
Any Christopher Nolan joint.
She was worried that would happen, and it didn't happen. So they explain it off really well. It's good. Knives Out. It's in theaters right now. Probably not for much longer. Go see it while you can. It's very good.
Cool. I like that. I love a good murder mystery. All right. Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. All right. Our news this week is also brought to you by Crave Cookies. They sponsored every segment this week.
Yeah, they did. They give us a ton of cookies.
All right. First up, we have the news that everyone I'm sure already knows about, but we are going to talk about it anyway.
We got to talk it.
Cyberpunk 2077, the most hotly anticipated title of 2020, I would say. Any other games I can't think of, has been delayed.
Yes.
Again. And in an uncanny display of inadvisable honesty, CD Projekt Red, the studio that is developing the game, came out and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna crunch everyone to death."
Well,
they were like very open about.
Well,
like,
I think
more delay means more crunch.
I think they had to, because they're one of the studios that they had come out years ago, or last year, 2 years ago, and said, we are going to do our best to not crunch employees into the ground. We'll do all we can to avoid crunching people. And then they delayed Cyberpunk, and that question came up.
Yeah.
And the guy was honest. He was like, unfortunately, I know we've tried to avoid it. We've done our best. Unfortunately, there is going to be a degree of crunch.
Right.
I mean, I think, here's the thing. When you are making a product like this, there's so much to it. How many hundreds of people are involved? You know, it's just a very complex. I mean, video games, especially these types of games, are very complex. So many systems and things going on. It's no surprise that it's delayed. That's not the surprise, but it is disappointing that, you know, it feels like a little bit feels like the last of the good guys is falling.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's how it felt with Blizzard. It feels like that every...
Yes.
Guys, sorry, there are no heroes. There never were any, and there's certainly not any left.
Here's going to be the real, and I don't know if we'll get this information or not, but if they at least pay their employees accordingly during the crunch, then I think I'm less offended by it. Because at my company, for example, when we have a big product release or something like that, we experience that same type of thing.
Right.
We've got, it's big hyped up deadline. Like, we got to hit it. And we have people working around the clock for a few months.
Yeah.
And we run them into the ground and they hate everything after that. Right. But it ends and we pay them the whole time, overtime and all that. It's going to really depend on how they treat their employees during the crunch. And I'm hoping we don't get a story from Jason Schreier.
Yeah. Just waiting on it.
Saying, oh, man, during the crunch.
Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of faith considering the fact. So this guy goes out and, first of all, yes, he does the incredibly bold PR move of being like, yeah, we're going to be doing crunch. And I was like, okay, so you've addressed, like Peterson just explained, a necessity and necessary evil in the industry. And you're like, okay, we're going to do this. But that's where he should have left it, and he should have done with it. But then he goes on to say, "Well, crunch is just part of the industry, and people that are coming from Rockstar Games are like, oh, you guys don't crunch at all."
Don't.
He's like, hey, we're not as bad as these guys.
Don't
At least we're not those assholes over there. We've never farted in our employees' faces. Give us a cookie.
Don't compare yourselves to Rockstar when it comes to crunch, because they will crunch. Just the name crunch, by the way, is like, we need a crunch sound whenever we talk about it.
Oh yeah. Are we talking like a eating?
No, do like a leaf crunch or like I don't know, bones crunching. Ooh, bones. But anyway, Rockstar is notoriously bad at crunching their employees. Red Dead Redemption just... I don't like that one.
You don't like the child giggling in the background?
Those are the execs.
Crunch noise.
Those are the execs giggling at the crunch.
You're like, holy fuck, what a bunch of psychos.
Which leads us to our next story.
So, Left 4 Dead 3, the game that every Left 4 Dead fan has told me for a couple months is definitely coming out, is definitely not coming out.
Yep.
As Valve said, it is absolutely not currently in the works. This is a statement that Valve gave to IGN directly because there were so many rumors over the last couple of months that Left 4 Dead 3, the third installment of the very popular zombie co-op zombie game in which you just basically run from one end of a city to another and try not to get killed by zombies.
Hordes of zombies.
Hordes and hordes of zombies. People loved this game. It was quite the hit in the aughts, the 2000s.
Yeah, I was just looking it up when this was
on the
released.
360. And everyone's been wanting it, but I think you guys are asking for a third installment
2009
of a game from Valve. They don't do it. I'm sorry. Team Fortress 2, Half-Life 2, Portal 2, Left 4 Dead 2. That's as much as you get, guys. I'm sorry. The 4 in Left 4 Dead is as close as you guys are ever going to get to the third game in any Valve series. It's not coming out.
I think it might come out in VR one day.
Yeah, exactly.
But
whatever
don't know.
comes after VR, that's what they'll...
Valve feels like they're not into releasing more of the same.
Yep.
Right?
And I can't even blame them.
I can't either. They'd make $1 bazillion off of it, but people are still playing Left 4 Dead 2. I mean, they're not really making money on
People are
it.
still playing Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, so I don't know. They like new stuff.
Yeah, and I appreciate as a creative, I appreciate that outlook on your own work is that you can just, like you said, go make a bunch of money. And they know that if they sat a dev team down for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and made any of these games that people want, from Half-Life 3 to Left 4 Dead 3, they'd make a mint. They'd make hundreds of millions of dollars. And the fact that they're not choosing to do that, I have so much respect for, because just like all their games, the reason that Valve is as respected of a studio as they are is because they refuse to just do things that will make them money. And yeah, I think it's cool, but also kind of a huge bummer for any Left 4 Dead fans. Sorry, guys.
I have friends, I kid you not, that were playing it just 2 days ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is it has so much replay value.
Well, there's mods. That's the thing.
What would you do?
You just play mods.
Yeah.
There's so many mods. I played it with a couple people last month, and we played through the basic game, like one mission.
1 or 2?
2.
Okay.
Left 4 Dead 2, and we played through a mod that was just like huge creatures coming at you in waves and see how far you could get, type of thing. And it was really fun. We played it for probably 2 hours, right? But I don't know. They didn't make any money off me, but we played it.
I kind of think about, I feel like whatever game they come out with would be, reception would be equivalent to Fallout 4. Mm-hmm. In that it would sell 1 billion copies, and 80% of the people would be so satisfied and so stoked about it, but 20% of the people would bitch and complain, just like
This isn't
people
as
that
good
hate
as I
Fallout 4.
remembered.
Right, and it wouldn't be this, it wouldn't be that, and it's such a disappointment
Yeah.
because it's not
Yeah.
these things, or they added this, and it took away from what Half-Life or what Left 4 Dead is supposed to be, and
Yeah.
who wants to make a game that I'd just make a new game.
Yep.
Make a new game.
Or throw it in VR and see if that works. You know, zombie shooters in VR are a hit.
This
If you
would
can
be
make
dope
a
in
really
VR.
good one, especially a co-op one, would be interesting.
And if you guys are going to if they're going to kick off, Valve's going to kick off being the company, the studio that makes the high-end, the Crisis games,
The Crisis.
Crisis equivalent in VR, yeah, more power to them. I mean, they have the hardware. They have the top-shelf hardware. Why should they not be the ones making the top-shelf VR games?
I remember when Crisis came out, I tried to play it, and I was like...
Your whole computer exploded.
No. I bought a video card, and Spencer was like, you got to play Crisis now.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, sweet, I'll get it. I just didn't think the game was fun.
No,
That
it's
it
not
looked amazing, but I
good
was like,
game.
I'm just going to play
looks
League of Legends or something.
Good thing I got this 2080. All right, next up we've got PlayStation recently announced that they will not be participating in E3 2020. I think this is the
Again.
second year they haven't been participating in E3, which is really interesting because I was at the E3 where they announced they didn't announce, but where they kind of rolled out the PS4.
Yeah.
So they had their show, and you could play it on the floor, all that stuff when they kind of rolled it out, and it was huge. I mean, the stage lights. If you looked up, the stage lights were the symbols that appear on on a PlayStation controller. Like which if you're thinking of like how the logistics of the cost of that, how much money that cost, and how much money they're then saving by not doing E3 this year, it makes sense. But on a release year, a console release year,
I think they're going the Nintendo route where they're doing their own directs. I mean, they even started their own, what is it called? State of Play. Mm-hmm. They started their own State of Play. I think they're realizing that the value from E3 was the online audience, and I think they're imagining they can reach that same audience, get that same buzz, and control the timing of it.
Yeah.
Right? Because the thing is, E3, it was like, who won E3? Well, guess what?
It's a horse race.
They can win February and they can win April. You know what I mean? If they time all of their announcements.
Yeah, and so they're attending hundreds of consumer events.
Yep.
To showcase throughout the year. So they've replaced E3 with hundreds of different events. And like you said, now they own the news cycle instead of having, and that was huge. And that's a great point, is because when I was there, I was covering it, and that was my main focus. That was many journalists' main focus, was who won, who did better, and it was PS4 in that, right? But who wants to take that risk?
But they're spending so much money doing that when they could just do it online. You know what I mean? Make a video, do it online, put it out there. They could go to the smaller events, and they're not competing for essentially people's viewership.
Yeah, and it's a high stakes, high reward. So the stakes were incredibly high at the E3 where they announced the PS4 and the Xbox One. And what happened is that the Xbox One, if you guys remember at the time, was getting a lot of flack for the DRM. In that they were like, well, you'll have downloadable titles you'll never own, and you have to be always online. So if you go buy a game and your Xbox is disconnected from the internet, that physical game you just bought, you won't be able to play. So that was the narrative that went into this. And so if you guys remember, during PlayStation's event, they had a couple PlayStation executives that they clearly had thrown this video together very quickly. And one of them's like, all right, so we're going to now show you how to share games on the PlayStation 4. Yeah. And the executive hands a physical PlayStation 4 game to the other executive, and he goes, there, it's just that easy. The idea being that with the Xbox, if you had a game, you couldn't borrow it to your buddy because it's now synced to your account, which always has to be online. So that was the risk that Xbox and Microsoft took in showing up, and they got demolished. Like, their sales were super weak coming out of the gate, and I'm sure E3 was a part of that. So, yeah, I think it's a good move. I don't think E3 is beneficial for a company. I wouldn't want to be a company demoing at E3 because I myself have seen, and I've been there myself, is that critics are looking for something to shit on. And that's kind of the thing. And it's a lot easier to be like, okay, I'm going to go to a Sony PlayStation event and just look at this PlayStation, be there, and do that. Versus I'm going to go to the PlayStation event, then go play a bunch of games, and then go look at Xbox. And it's like, at that point, you've lost focus, you've lost the energy of it. So, yeah, it's cool. I'm stoked. You want to do this next one?
Yeah, so JD brought this story to my attention. Minecraft is getting a mod that looks dope. I mean, oh yeah, acapella. You're a wizard, Harry. That's the only line I could think of at the moment.
It's the only one that matters.
So Minecraft is getting a School of Witchcraft and Wizardry mod.
It's huge.
It's my kids play a lot of Minecraft mods. In fact, last night I tried to convince one of my kids to not spend his money on a Minecraft mod because they've.
How'd that go?
No, he's like, every time. This is the conversation every time. Dad, can I buy? It's either a Minecraft mod or V-Bucks on Fortnite. Dude, you should save your money and buy something cool with it. This is just digital.
I am buying something cool, Dad.
Dad, just let me spend my money on whatever I want. It's my money. Why do you always have to? Okay, well then I'm going to start charging you a $2 surcharge to use my card. Dad, stop! And eventually I just buy it for him. I just give him a hard time, but
he had to earn it.
So they buy these mods all the time, and some of them are, depending on how expensive they are, some of them are more detailed than others. This one was There was a big museum you could go in, and then there's caves and buildings you could explore and find dinosaurs, and essentially bring a dinosaur back to life, make it your pet, and ride it around, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but this witchcraft school of witchcraft and wizardry, it's not being made officially by Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
It's by some modders, and so they can't call it Hogwarts.
Right. Yeah.
But it, wow.
The modders are called Flu Network.
This-
so deep cut for any
Harry Potter fans.
Yeah.
This mod, JD showed me the video. Go and watch it online.
Yeah, we'll
it's
post
4 or
it.
5 minutes,
Oh my god.
and it's wow, incredible. It has
all of Hogwarts.
so many things from Harry Potter. There's missions in it, which is pretty cool, which is different than most mods. You know, there's not missions. There's missions. There's
Quidditch.
You can go fly
Quidditch,
around
yeah.
on a broom.
Uh-huh.
It is very detailed. There's a lot to it. So if you're a Harry Potter fan and you have Minecraft,
Already.
I think this is a must buy or download or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know how these
You
things
have to
work.
check it out, though.
Yeah, I don't know how they can sell it, but I mean, kudos to them as long as they get
Oh,
away
they'll
with
find
it.
a way.
Yeah, they're not calling it Hogwarts though. Okay, this one's nice. Like you guys, I know everyone likes when we get political. So
Everyone loves politics.
we love politics. 2020 is just the year of enjoying politics.
You know what? If you're mad at us for talking politics, just get out, okay? We could have talked politics 1,000 times last year.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
Yeah,
So,
bravo for us. We did such a
kudos
good
to
job.
us for not mentioning anything political, but this time we will.
Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. I mean, that old leathery piece of shit. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
Joe.
Everything you've done in your entire career is shitty.
No. He was on Parks and Rec, and that was pretty funny.
Everything except for what Peterson just said.
Yeah, it was pretty funny when he was on Parks and Rec.
So Joe Biden has come out and he has shared his opinions in an interview with the New York Times
So good.
on the video game industry. And
he met with some Silicon
well,
Valley
this was back when
execs.
Obama was president. Is that a bunch of Silicon Valley execs, and which included game studio people, which is funny because they're just executives. So yeah, everyone agrees that game studio executives are garbage, trash balls.
We know this,
Yeah,
Joe.
Thanks, Joe. But he sits down with the New York Times and he's talking in retrospect about this meeting that took place 6 years ago, which to him probably seems like, I don't know, 6 lifetimes ago.
2 strokes ago.
He's
He's old.
old as dirt. Dude, I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't be able to be the president if you're going to be dead before all the stuff you do is realized.
So
you don't get to just pounce. You don't get to just peace out.
Bernie's out.
Bernie's out. Everyone's out.
Bernie's way out.
way out.
He's very old.
Because then you're going to just be president, fuck up a bunch of stuff, and then you just going to take the easy way out.
Collect your check and get on out.
Check and die. You're like, sweet.
The easy
my
way
work
out
here
is
is done.
Dying.
No, you should be. Our president should be 18 years old and have to fucking live with his policies for the rest of his life.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is Icetown.
Yeah,
They
you
get-
are
they-
forced to carry your presidency to its full term.
Everyone will remember for the rest of your life. If you make an Icetown level mistake, like on Parks and Rec again, they will call you Icetown.
Yeah.
and they'll remember. We'll never
Ice
forget.
clown. So yeah, he's just waxing poetic, and he says, I love his language too, because he just sounds like your shitty old neighbor who just like is talking about people, and all of a sudden he's just slurring them, and you're like, wait, why?
Wait,
why?
whoa, whoa,
why
whoa,
did
whoa,
you?
whoa.
Why did you just like needlessly add some hateful slur about the guy that was checking you out of the grocery store? Just for no reason. He's like, well, because I'm 75 years old, and that's what I do.
What? How is that even a
Everyone's
slur?
a creepy little...
That's what we call them.
Yeah, everyone has some sort of pejorative before their title.
Yep.
And he says this is from Joe. He's talking about this meeting in which he was sitting with these executives. He says at one point one of these little creeps sitting around the table. I'm sorry, little creeps.
He called them arrogant
little
creeps, essentially.
He told me he was an artist because he was able to come up with games to teach you how to kill people.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the exact language.
I'm pretty sure the U.S. Army made a fucking video game to teach people how cool it was to kill people, so you could literally go have the U.S. Army teach you how to kill people.
Like for real.
In real life.
For real.
America's
if you play
Army.
video games, you
The
don't know
video
how to
game
kill
made
people.
by the U.S. Army to recruit people into killing people for the U.S. Army. And Joe Biden has the audacity, as someone who voted for every military spending bill that ever crossed his desk, to say, oh, this guy
Arrogant little creeps.
come up with games to teach you how to kill people.
He's a proponent of the video games
Cause
make you
violence.
violent or cause violence.
Yeah, which is our lovely president feels the same way.
It's-
along with anyone that's over 60, because I mean, anything that's confusing to you personally probably has some sort of negative thing to it.
all these kids these days, they sit in front of their video game machines.
My grandson tried to show me how Excel works,
and all I hear about on the news
I
is
just
they're
wanted to kill him.
shooting up buildings, and it's because they're playing all these violent video games.
Who needs
shooting
data?
up-
Who needs metrics? When you got Joe Biden's melting brain telling you how the world works. That's who I want to be our president. The guy that just jumps to conclusions. His whole life is a jump to conclusions, Matt. At this point, it's just a Joe Biden roast. But anyone that, if you are in a political position of power and influence, and you roll out that tired old line that video games cause violence,
Arrogant little creeps. I don't know. It just seems so unprofessional. It seems so just.
I want handsy Joe telling me who are the creeps. I want you to point out the creeps with one hand because the other one's on a small girl's shoulder. Fuck. All right. Let's see. Up next, Splinter Cell. This is. So initially I was like, this isn't news. Splinter Cell creative director, that is Maxime Belland. Or Belland. I don't know. It's probably French.
It sounds like it. If his name is Max.
Well, he's Ubisoft, so he's like...
He's definitely
he's
French.
def French.
1,000% French.
So he just...
Or French-Canadian.
Or related. Well, they're actually super different, apparently. I mean, not to me. No, not to me at all.
Oh, they're the
all I
same.
hear is...
What language? Oui, oui.
Oh, oui, oui. Oh, croissant. That's the best French word to say.
Croissant.
Yeah, the farther you get from the word croissant, the more French you are. So you got croissant, and then croissant, and then croissant.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu, croissant. How French can you guys say croissant? Why don't you call in and leave us a voicemail? 3bitgamershow.com. Leave us a voicemail of you saying...
Guys, it's not offensive if that's how they actually talk.
Stereotypes are only offensive if they're wrong. Good Lord.
The French people. I'm sorry to all of our French listeners.
I know.
But
Just Jace.
That's what you sound like.
I love saying sorry and then just reiterating the thing you just apologized for.
That's how you do it.
That's how apologies work in 2020. Anyway, this creative director for Splinter Cell has rejoined Ubisoft. He left a game at Epic Games, the guys that make Fortnite, and I was like, oh, cool. He's going to make... But he was only at Epic for 8 months.
Well, not even a year, yeah.
So I was like, oh, how is this news that this guy just boomeranged back to Ubisoft? Well, it is news because the company has reorganized their editorial team. This is something that I did not know, to make their games more unique. That's their directive. Is Ubisoft wants their games to be more unique. Now,
hey, I'm not going to complain about that
I think
at
this
all.
is crazy because I think Ubisoft's games are some of the most unique out there. If you're talking about the big three studios between EA, Activision Blizzard, and Ubisoft, I mean, they pump out a lot of multiplayer titles. They pumped out everything from The Division to Far Cry to Assassin's Creed. I don't know. I think they're doing a really good job. But cool.
But
Go
here's
for
the
it.
thing. I think Ubisoft has already been on that path, and I think I actually really love that they're continuing on that path for uniqueness. Is that a word?
Unicity. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew we'd get there.
Linguist.
Croissant. So
I'm sure we sound lovely to French people. Just like a couple
Stop
bastards
it.
just talking the worst way possible.
yeah,
Whoa, and the French guys are mimicking us.
my name's JD. I'm JD. Here,
I'm JD.
Har, har, har.
Give me a Ford cigarette, you.
A Ford cigarette. I love it. Okay, So what was it? Oh, because Ubisoft also they did the Rabbids versus
Rayman versus Rabbids.
Rabbids
Mario?
and Mario.
Yeah.
They did that, which is so
Way out there.
They
did a third-party Nintendo
Guys,
game.
this year they're releasing Gods and Monsters,
Which is the
which
Zelda-like.
looks like Breath of the Wild.
A breath-like.
Which, if you know Ubisoft at all, they have a look, kind of. You know, they're like, a lot of their games are like, they go for that realism, beautiful games. Watch Dogs looks amazing, right? And I think what they're saying with this, let's go unique a little bit, is more of this Breath of the Wild look.
This God of Monsters.
We're good at making things look good. Let's go a cartoony route and see if we can do it. And I'm okay with that. You know, if you've been listening from the start, we used to crap on Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a bit. And then they did a complete 180. And I am increasingly impressed by stuff Ubisoft is doing all the time. So, I don't know. I like this.
Yeah, I'm stoked. And I think a lot of people that haven't seen a Splinter Cell game I think that it's been like 5+ years.
I've never played a Splinter Cell.
Since they've had a new one, because they basically they stopped making Splinter Cell games. And this is, let's see, when was the last Splinter Cell game? Came out in 2013. So yeah, it's been 7 years, and I think people are like hearing this and seeing this, the two things together. So they already announced this creative direction, and now that they've brought this guy back, and he was the creative head of Splinter Cell, I think people are feeling pretty confident that we got another Splinter Cell game on the horizon.
That would be kind of cool, I guess.
I don't know. I've been saying it about stealth gaming. I think stealth gaming is as dead as MOBAs right now, but all it takes is one game to bring it back. So
you just have to, I don't know, you have to do, it has to be a mix, right? Like Assassin's Creed. You can go stealth, but you can also just run in and kill all the people if you want.
Right, and that's how I played Splinter Cell, and they start you at the start of the game, of the level, with like a pistol, single pistol.
No,
with
they always
6
do
bullets
that.
in it, and you're
they
like,
always do that.
all right, which 6 guys am I going to shoot? It's not like,
Does that
can
guy
I
have
get
a
through
gun?
without
Can I shoot
shooting?
him and
Yeah,
take his weapon so I can shoot his
And
buddy?
now I have an MK5, and I'm just auto fire everything.
2 minutes into it, you're freaking Johnny Rambo.
Yeah, exactly. Every game becomes Rambo. All right, so that does it for our news for this week. And then we wanted to kind of talk, because we haven't done this in a minute, what we're playing. What's on
sorry. Our next segment is brought to you by Crave Cookies.
Oh, sorry.
This is Crave Cookies. What you playing?
We need a Crave
What's
cookies.
in your cookie?
What's in your cookie? Crave, have your cookie your way. Anyway,
I don't know how we get there.
I don't know how we get anywhere.
So we're
sometimes.
talking about what games we've been playing, because I do have a couple new games, some stuff to review. So let's do it.
Start on the one that we're both playing together. I got to get my notes out here.
Oh, Outer Worlds.
It's so freaking good.
So here's what I know. We've talked about this several times, but I have committed. I committed last week to finish it in 2 weeks. That's not going to happen.
I love that.
So in 2 weeks, I'm going to be. But I
when
have
you
more
said
time
that,
now.
I thought it was crazy.
I have more time now though, because Cyberpunk is delayed.
Oh yeah.
So I've got more time.
Is that why they delayed it?
So I could
everyone
finish.
could finish Outer Worlds.
Yeah, and then the Avengers game was delayed. So all of these games got delayed. So now I have time to really just wander around Outer Worlds and try to pick up every single piece of thing I can find.
I'm glad you feel that way, because when I was playing it, I told Jenna this morning, I was like, I should have started this before Jedi. But if I'd played this before Jedi Fallen Order, I would have never played Jedi Fallen Order.
I still haven't.
Yeah, you probably won't. Like, honestly, it'll just end up in your backlog and you'll never get to it, because this game has stolen my soul. And
You're further than me now.
No.
You are.
Am I?
I guarantee it.
Where are you?
Well, I'm let's see. I went to the big ship.
Okay.
And then I've left that one time.
Okay.
And that's it.
You haven't gotten to Monarch yet?
No.
Oh.
I'm doing all the side quests first.
Well, me too. I've done every single side quest that I can find.
I'm now back on the original planet.
Yeah, so I went through and cleared that all out.
That's where I am.
Because I have to do absolutely everything.
Yes, I have to. It's so stupid. I have my mission
Worse
marker.
than Fallout or Skyrim ever was.
I have my mission marker, and I'm like, okay, I see where I'm supposed to go, but I also see an area over to the left.
Well,
I can go there. I'm just going to
there.
go check it out. I see a building, got to go in that building. I see some guys. Well, I got to shoot those guys and figure out what are they doing.
Why
there.
are they there?
I kid you not, I did it last night. I started it last night, and I was like, okay, gonna go straight into the village and start doing my stuff there. Never made it into the city. I still haven't gone into the city because I have gone into a dozen buildings.
And you find a side quest, and you start doing the side quest, and now there's another side quest. And so you go do that one.
Yep.
And then on your way back to do the original one, you find another one.
And this game doesn't even have that many side quests. Like it is not. It's not like a Witcher or a Oblivion or a Skyrim. But you want to do them.
Well, it feels like there's a
every
finite amount of stuff in this game,
and I want to do all of it.
But the finite amount is still an enormous amount. So you're like encouraged to do it all, but because you're like, oh, this is feasible. Skyrim, sometimes you pick up so many. Because I was like, okay, so do I have quest fatigue? Which is the term that I coined a couple of years ago. Where
you did? You coined that?
Yeah, I made it up.
Oh, tight.
I'll find the episode. I mean,
I bet you can't even find the term online.
Quest fatigue?
Yeah. Sorry, what was the point you were making, though?
I've forgotten entirely. No. So quest fatigue, no, that's not a term, is what I call when you have like Skyrim, for example, and you look at your quest log, it's so long you don't even know where to start. This game, I felt like I had over a dozen quests on my quest log the other night, and I did not feel overwhelmed because a lot of them are very manageable, and a lot of them have been kind of broken up. And so in Skyrim, like the side quests are like, go to this town and do like 50 things, and you don't know how long that's going to be, and you may end up in a cave and like halfway across the world.
Yep.
But in this, like, it's like, go talk to this person, and they might lead you into this direction, and it just seems more doable.
Well, and the quest I was doing, which I liked, gave you a couple ways to do it. She was like, hey, look, I've got this thing you need. You can just buy it from me if you want. You now have credits, buy it. And then your quest is done.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have enough credits, which I didn't because I spent them all buying a different thing for a quest. If you don't have enough credits, just go to this planet, grab this thing for me, and come back. And you're like, okay, I'll do. But I wanted to do that because I was like, well, I want to see what's over there. What if I just pay for it? I'll never see what that quest was.
You know what's a big thing for me? Okay, so there's one thing on the quest log, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, is when you have a quest highlighted, there's a little image that indicates what planet it's on.
You can sort by planet,
so you can sort by planet, and yeah, you can organize it, but what really gets me in this game that I think it makes it, like I said, it's my favorite Fallout game ever, and why I prefer it, I think I like it more than Fallout 3 and Skyrim, is because the ship. Because the ship provides... So in Skyrim and Fallout, you have a base. Typically, you pick wherever you want to live, and that's going to be your home. And you're going to come back there regularly to drop off your shit. You store extra stuff, grab a weapon that you want to do for a quest, and then you head back out. So
it might be a little basement you can put all the bones in if you want.
Just as a random example, Peterson totally pulled out of his head.
I don't know.
Something he's never done is collect all the bones in Fallout 4 and put them in a basement or anything. Never had that experience. But when you have like this home base that you can keep going back to, and like where you store all your stuff, and it travels, and it's always there.
It's always there.
It just seems like... It's like if you... Because sometimes on Skyrim...
That's how Mass Effect was.
Is that how Mass Effect works?
Yes, like all of your stuff and your people were on that ship, and it was always with you. And it was it's like Fallout with Mass Effect.
Yeah, it's
so
wonderful. Nice having the ship. So that's been my biggest thing.
I have started storing stuff on my ship, which is bad.
There's tons of storage on there, and that's what it's there for.
I know, but I'm like...
mobile storage unit.
I keep adding to the things I'm collecting. I can't help it. It's so stupid.
You're doing an Indiana Jones playthrough. That's how I heard it described. This belongs in a museum. This belongs in a museum.
All of the unique
I can't
weapons,
leave that. That belongs in a museum. Yeah,
exactly. Every
unique weapon belongs in a museum.
I can't sell it. Goes in the museum.
Belongs in the museum.
I've got you know how people have those like company commendations or whatever, those little badges? Collect all those.
Belongs in the museum.
Of course, the baseball cards or the tossball cards.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of detail that goes, the little tiny things in this game that just made me fall in love with it. One of the big ones, and it shocks me that through all the Oblivion game or all the Elder Scrolls games and all the Fallout games, it took them so long to figure out how to add, or that they needed to add, a dialogue history option.
Oh.
Do you ever use that?
I haven't looked at it. I saw it, but I haven't.
God,
I didn't go through it.
It is life-altering because, okay, so these games, the way they play out is you have a dialogue, you have a character you're talking to in front of you, they take up the whole screen, and what they're saying shows up below you in a little bar, and when it comes to chance that you have to make a dialogue choice of, you want to say yes or no, then that shows up and you can select it and then it moves on the conversation. So one of the problems is that if you, I don't know, get a text and look at your phone for a second, or if you're not super paying attention.
No, what I do is sometimes they're monologuing and I'm like,
yeah, they're
I
monologuing.
click through it too fast on accident.
And then you've missed it.
And I miss a piece.
Right. And then you are answering a question that you didn't really hear because you were skipping through a ton of dialogue or you're really annoyed. And so what I realized that is if you turn on the dialogue history option, then you can scroll back up through everything you and they said. I always have, when I start a conversation, I open it. I just leave it open because
really?
Yeah, you can skip through stuff like you said, but it's nice to have it there to reference. And those are those tiny little details that they've added to this game that it was already a stellar game, and it would be, for me, a 10 out of 10 game without that. But the fact that they have those in there is just just quality of life stuff. I just loved it. So
can I tell you one thing that I just absolutely adore about the game?
Yeah.
And I know other games have done this, but it is the companions dialogue, just random dialogue when you're walking around the world.
Or dialogue when you're having dialogue with another person. They jump in.
They'll jump in. But I love just the random stuff they'll start talking about. And that only happens, it's location based and who you have with you.
Yeah, certain companions might
they'll
talk
have
to
a
each
very
other.
specific conversation, which I love when any game does that.
Yep.
Any game.
Yep.
Like Heroes of the Storm would do that. It'd be all of a sudden your two characters at the beginning of the match would have a weird little dialogue.
So
Love
cool.
it. Love it so much.
Cool.
And sometimes but this game, because it's kind of humor based, this game, sometimes the dialogue will be so funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have been pretty astounded by the sheer amount of dialogue in the game.
Oh, yeah.
The voice acting alone, I don't even know how much. I would be interested to know how many hours of dialogue there is, because I bet it's thousands.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's a great game.
It's super cool. What else you playing?
Okay, so I know I've mentioned this, but I don't think I've actually reviewed it or fully, but I'm playing Luigi's Mansion 3.
Can I borrow it when you're done?
Yeah.
Or your kid's going to be playing it?
They'll probably play it a
I've
little
heard
bit.
such good things about it.
It's
I
just
so want to try it.
Fun. It's not hard, and I've said this before. It's not hard at all. I am having no problems with it.
Yeah.
But it's so
Sometimes
fun.
that's what you want, though.
It's delightful.
Yeah.
There's enough different types of things you can do. Sometimes I'll come across a puzzle and be like, what am I supposed to do here? And it'll take me a minute, but then when it clicks. And okay, I've got this.
Yeah.
It checks off the boxes where there's tons of stuff to collect. There's things to collect, there's things to turn in, there's things to, I don't know. It's just fun. It's a good game. It is very well done. My only nit about the game is it's not like a top-down, so it's like a 3D type of movement game where you're moving on all the axes, right? But sometimes the depth perception is a little hard because your whole thing is you can turn 360 and you have this vacuum and you're sucking stuff up.
Right.
Sometimes you see a thing and you think you're aiming at it and you're not, or you're standing in front of it. You're standing on the other side of it and you're pointing up. You're I think it's there, and you have to step back. Sometimes my depth perception is just a little bit off on the game. That's my only nit. But you pick it up pretty easily. And it's extremely forgiving. They're a bats will start flying around and hit you, and they'll take away your hit points. You get down. If you lose any hit points, all you have to do is use your vacuum to suck up anything in the room,
and it heals you.
And I promise you, a heart will shoot out.
It's like Legos.
Lego
games are not challenging.
No, it's
at
like
all,
that.
But they're so fun.
Yep, it's a blast. Luigi's Mansion 3. You can play co-op. There are multiplayer modes where you can play against each other. I haven't done it yet, but I don't know. It's such an endearing game. It's a blast to play through. It's easy. It's fun. It's cute. It's funny. I don't know. I just love it.
That's dope.
I'll finish it probably in the next week or two.
Okay.
Because I'm almost done.
Yeah, I want to check it out because that seems like just a good chill game.
And
on the Switch,
totally chill.
So while Jen and I are watching Netflix, I can play that game.
Yep,
that would be awesome. And I haven't had a good Switch game in a minute. So Jenna and I found out. I don't know how this escaped us, but Unraveled, that game where you play as a little guy who's made out of yarn. It's a puzzle game. and you can only go so far before you run out of yarn and you have to find a new spool. That game they made a sequel to called Unraveled 2. And so we downloaded it and started playing it because there's never been a co-op puzzle game that we weren't interested in other than The Cave. Fuck you, stupid, shitty game. And it is amazing. Unraveled 2 is you are both these two different yarn monsters. And the way that it incorporates, it's very familiar gameplay. It's very familiar puzzle solving and stuff. But then you're doing it with your buddy, and it adds, the exact elements you'd think. It was just like with Portal 2, where you played in co-op in Portal 2, and you knew, yeah, okay, I know what I'm going to be doing with my buddy. We'll be making portals for each other. Same thing.
Yep.
But it's fun to play with people, and it's always fun to play games that Jenna played when she was really early on in her gaming career, and Unraveled was one of them.
Okay.
And then when I play with her now and I watch her, it's just like autopilot. Like, she's just got it down. It's not really like the platforming. She's arguably better at the platforming now than I am.
You're not coaching her along at all.
Not at all. And she's often telling me what
Wonderful.
to do, and it's so cool. So for me, like, Unraveled 2 is awesome. It's a fun game, but that's really why I'm enjoying it, is just because of that kind of aspect.
Unraveled games are they're good fun, right? They're good, clean, fun.
The first one is very bleak and depressing, and so far we haven't gotten there on this one. So hopefully we will keep it up.
It doesn't look like the screenshots I'm looking at don't look super bleak.
Nope. The first one is like all about this, post-apocalyptic type of setup that was going on in the background, and it just was kind of dark. But this one, we haven't gotten to the darkness yet, so we'll see.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. My last game. I'm
Really?
so excited to talk about this. You have no idea. I've been wanting to talk about this for weeks now. So I put a game on my wish list a year ago, months and months ago. And every time it's gone on sale, I've looked at buying it. Should I get it? Should I not? The reviews were just okay. They were good, and then they were okay after some updates. And I was like, oh gosh. The game is called Wreckfest. And it is a demo derby / banger race game. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a banger race is, look up a YouTube video.
Wait, is there a difference between a banger race and a demo derby?
Yes. A banger race is an actual race.
Oh, that's
where
dope.
they smash into each other. And the videos are horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
They are hitting each other so hard, like crumpling cars up. And the guy waves his hand out the window.
Don't put your car outside the window. What are you doing?
I'm telling you, in these videos I've seen, they're purposefully smashing the cars. If you're heading towards a turn and they're behind you, they won't even try to turn. They will smash you directly into the wall.
Oh, that's how I play Mario Kart.
Yes, dude.
Perfect.
And that's how you play this game.
I love that.
There's a bunch of cars you can do. None of them are like real fancy or nice. There are some pretty nice ones, but all the cars have damage. You have like a health bar.
Okay.
You can soup your cars up so you can add armor to them to make them a little tougher at the cost of, maneuverability and speed and acceleration and all that. So you're like managing your stats. But here's how it is. There's two different modes. There's demo derbies, which is, if you've ever been to a demolition derby, it is cars in a pit that are just smashing each other
which is awesome,
until there's only one left. You can do that mode, or there's just a timed mode where your car gets wrecked, it'll respawn a new one, and you keep going. It's who can get the most wrecks.
Oh my god!
And I'm not kidding. It's not like an amazing game, but it is the funnest time I've had in gaming in a year at least. Every time we play,
that's so crazy.
I'm probably 20 hours in more. Every single time I play still, we are laughing our heads off. And you're not even mad. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You cannot get mad. We were doing a demo derby, and I was just a regular car, and there was a few buses in it. Right? And there's like buses and semi-trucks, and a guy can be a lawnmower. And like, this same bus kept hitting me so hard. My car was flying. I flew over the fence. Like, there's this big fence, at the edge. I flew over the fence. But not only that, which that's an amazing good time.
Right.
It feels like, what was that car game back in the day where it was they had the ice cream truck? And
Metal fucking
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
It feels kind of something like that, like that silliness.
I'm just watching some gameplay now. Yeah, no, this looks so funny.
And then the races.
So tell me why, though I've asked you like 3-4 times, why you don't recommend I get this.
Okay, I only recommend you get it on sale.
Right.
Even though I am absolutely loving the game, not on sale, it's $40, and I wouldn't spend $40 on it.
You got it on sale?
I got it on sale for $15. And all
totally
the guys I
worth
play
15.
with, we all got it for $15, and nobody regrets it. We are all having an extreme blast. Real quick, the racing mode of it is they have regular races that are like in a
cars
loop
that are so fucked up.
Oh,
it just makes me laugh.
So
I don't know why I think it's so funny.
Your front end will be gone. It's just your engine sitting there, and you're still driving with just an engine.
This one
up
where
front.
his like butt is hanging down.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
so funny.
No, and your car is just a mess by the end of a race.
God, I hope this goes on sale soon.
But there's races that it's like figure eights and the paths cross, so you're getting in head-on collisions in the middle of the air in a race.
Right.
I'm telling you, this is the funnest time I have had in gaming. Every single time I play, I die laughing. The very first single-player mission is a demo derby where everyone, and you're playing just by yourself with a bunch of bots, everyone is on little lawnmowers, driving lawnmowers, and you hit someone, and you both your body goes flying off, tumbling off, just... It's
Dude,
so funny.
This is ridiculous.
I'm not kidding. If you can get this game on sale, I think you can get it on... like those websites that sell Steam keys and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw one on there for like $20, $25. If you can get it and you are okay just screwing around, you have a controller. You need a controller for this.
Right.
I'm telling you, you will die laughing. It is so fun. It's the only reason why I haven't finished Outer Worlds.
Oh my
Because I'll be
God.
playing Outer Worlds and Steven will message me, "Hey dude, you want to play Wreckfest?" And I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
I do.
I guess.
For the next 2 hours, we're going to play Wreckfest.
So on any given night, you could be playing Luigi's Mansion 3, Wreckfest, FTL, and Outer Worlds. Mm-hmm. No wonder I'm ahead of you on Outer Worlds.
I have too many
no
games
small
to play.
wonder you're playing
too
way
many games
too
to
many
play.
games.
And I almost started. Actually, I did start another one, and I'm just barely into it. It's called Children of Morta. It's been on my list forever. It's on Xbox Games Pass. I started it, and I knew immediately I was going to love this game to death. So I stopped so I could finish something else.
Smart. What time are we at?
56.
Okay, let's do the question and then the play,
Okay.
and then we'll get out.
Okay.
Why don't you do this one?
Okay, so we had a question come through our email from our website. Came through our website, and this was a question from, I'm pulling it up right now, from a gentleman named Nick. And I'll just read you the email, and then we'll give our answer. So Nick said, hi 3BG, I need some advice. If you guys are too busy, I understand. Come on.
Nope.
Come on,
guy.
Come on. I catch your segment on Radio from Hell frequently and enjoy your passion for gaming. I need a recommendation for a game for my 14-year-old son who is about to undergo knee surgery and be very inactive for quite a few weeks. I was like, oh, man, that sucks, but I'm also jealous that he's going to have so much video game time.
Okay, so let me tell you something. I was jealous when Jenna was going to go down for her surgery, and then when she did it, I was like, nope,
I don't want this.
no, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want knee surgery.
No. I always think that. I'm like, why can't I get sick?
Yeah.
For just a couple
But
days.
now you're fucking
and then you
sick.
do get sick, and you're like, I don't want this.
Oh, this is the worst thing ever.
Nope, I don't want this. She said, we game on an Xbox One and greatly enjoyed Destiny with all the expansions. He has lost interest in Fortnite, plays a bit of Apex Legends, and some Star Wars Battlefront. We, his parents, aren't real fans of first-person shooters, but obviously we have some give when it comes to them. The more realistic, like Human versus Human in Blood, the less enthusiastic we are about them. I 100% get it. He is interested in Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm not that enthusiastic. I'm not asking you to make the content decisions, just giving background. We will make the tough calls. Anyway, any recommendations for something that would keep him entertained for 6 to 8 weeks? First of all, what happened to this kid's knee?
6 to 8 weeks, dude. That's
That's bad. He messed it up.
Yeah.
His knee fell off.
The front
Did you
fell
find
off.
his knee? If you did, you can put it back on.
We have 6 to 8 weeks to do it.
I did email a reply.
Okay.
And it's pretty lengthy, and I won't go through the whole reply. The short version is, guys, if you're in a situation like this, Xbox Game Pass is the way to go.
You don't have to make a decision.
I'm telling you. I was going through the list of games, which is now over 200.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
On the Xbox. And I was going through the list, and I narrowed it down to 29 that I recommended.
What?
But even I could take some of my favorite games off this. So Children of Morta, obviously. The Division, I was like, that might be a little bit too much for if he doesn't like... Because the gameplay isn't that bloody, but
What game?
The Division... But the background is pretty messed up.
The Division is awful.
Well, the gameplay... That's what I'm saying. Like, the shooting
there's that
isn't
mission
that bad.
where they go into graphic detail.
No, that's what I'm saying. The shooting's not bad. The environment's terrible. Yep.
No, that is one of the worst environments I've ever played.
Yep.
The scenes that they describe and like talk about in that
are too adult. And that's
they
why
were
I said,
too adult for me.
I was like,
no, I need a parent.
Any Ubisoft title might be a little rough.
Yeah, no.
But there's Frostpunk, Untitled Goose Game, Wargroove, Void Bastards, Outer Worlds, Subnautica, SteamWorld Dig 2, Slay the Spire, Rocket League, Rise of Tomb Raider, PUBG, Outer Wilds, Operencia Stolen Storm, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World is one I highly recommended because it seems like
perfect.
Along the lines of Destiny. Like if you like the Destiny gameplay loop, you'll probably like Monster Hunter World. The Middle-earth games, Guacamelee, Forza Horizon 4, which I can't say enough, is one of the funnest games I've ever played. Fallout games, Dead Cells, Battle Chasers Night War, all the Batman Arkham games. Listen, if you can't stay entertained with 6 to 8 weeks of that,
yeah,
I just don't know.
And now I'm just looking. First of all, I feel like a complete jackass for canceling my EA Origin now. Did you know that they have both the Jedi Academies on there?
On the
Jedi Knight Academy and Jedi Knight 2?
Oh, I didn't know that. They're on the Switch, I know.
Yeah, holy shit, I didn't know that. So, as an addendum to Peterson's, if that isn't enough, you can get EA Origins for $1 for a month. So just 1 month, and there are, I'll just go through down this list and just grab the ones that I think, obviously there's Jedi Fallen Order, which is what I got it for. You've got Anthem, you've got the Batman Arkham games, Unraveled 2, which I just talked about, Limbo, A Way Out. There's tons of indie games, Ghost of a Tale, Fae. These are a lot of indie games that Jenna played. Pyre, Mass Effect, Battlefront. Oh my God. Yeah. So that's a perfect, I think that's a great piece of advice is if you need something and you don't know what, especially if you're a parent looking for something for your kid, don't buy them a game.
Get a subscription
buy
service.
them a billion games for a couple bucks.
It's the shotgun approach, right?
Yep.
There's going to be something you'll like. And if that's not appealing, you can always go with like an Overwatch if he hasn't played Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
I would love to come into Overwatch fresh now and be like, what is this?
Tons of
and
content.
Discover it. So much to do, so much to play, lots of characters.
So what's wrong with taking
Nope.
the Games Pass? You never know if you don't know.
No.
You never know if
Never
you don't
shine if you don't go.
Hey now, it's
You're
the
not
Access
done. It's
Games
Games Pass.
on Games
Go
Pass.
We were almost there. It is a work in progress.
All right, so
Nick, that's my recommendations.
that's
for
what
your
we
son.
got. Okay, so coming up in a moment, we are trying to do something new here in 2020. A few new things. We're trying to just kind of mix up the content to make it a little bit more lively, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. 2020, we were like, you know what? We want to have some fun. Mm-hmm. We're going to do what's fun. We're enjoying our audience. We're enjoying just trying stuff out, playing reindeer games. We enjoy doing that. So, let's do that some more. Let's just have fun with the show. That's what we want to do. Listen, if you guys hate it so much,
let us know.
Just message us and let us know.
Because we're just playing around.
But we're just having fun.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to play with is doing radio plays.
What's a radio play?
A radio play? Well, see, back in the 1920s, you see, this was the only way you could get your entertainment.
Guys,
you huddled around the radio and everyone told you what was going on.
This part was not even rehearsed. Can you believe it?
Yeah, seriously. I sat down and I wrote one, and it's called A Murder in Stardew Valley. And
It's like 7 minutes long, 8 minutes long, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I hope you guys like it.
And so we'll play that here.
The night was a stormy one, not worth venturing out in. It was one of those nights you stay in, warming your back as you churn copious amounts of mayonnaise or monitor your preserves as they bubble in their jars. But you can't do any of that if you remember that you've forgotten to lock up the barn. And that's exactly where our hero, Peterson, finds himself on this foul evening, turning up the collar of his jacket as he runs through the howling gales for the barn.
I can't believe I have to lock the barn every single night and unlock it every morning. Why can't these stupid animals just come and go as they please? What kind of stupid beasts am I raising here? I could be playing Rocket League right now. Wait, that sounds like it came from my house. I better head back. Lousy pigs, these truffles better be worth it.
Inside his farmhouse, its walls lined with various casks and preserves jars, Peterson finds his bride Abigail, the bait shop owner Willie, the blacksmith Clint, the mayor Lewis, and the town outcast Linus waiting for him.
Oh, a random event. So cool.
Peterson also notices something on the floor and realizes it's the crumpled body of George, the grumpy old man who lived in the town.
That's slightly less cool.
Oh, Peterson, you're home. I'm so happy to see you.
What's going on here?
Good evening, Peterson. I'm afraid we've got ourselves a slight murder here. The gang and I were just trying to figure it out.
That seems bad. Who's the suspect?
Why, everyone in this room. Except you, of course. Ha ha!
Even me.
I don't think I should be a suspect. I shouldn't even be here. Why the heck was I ever even dragged away from my tent? Just so I could...
The lights go out suddenly. In the darkness, there are sounds of struggle, and then a sudden thud. The lights come back on. As the lights return, everyone looks around and notices that Linus's body now lies on top of the recently expired George's body. Yeah, that seems about right there.
Oh my goodness, Linus is dead.
What is going on?
Why, there's a murder afoot!
In Stardew Valley.
Yes.
This is some weird freaking DLC. We really should solve this murder.
Why? Now, Clint, you seem in an awful hurry to solve this murder.
Yeah, because of the murder part of it.
Oh my, look everyone! George's body has black marks around its neck. Just like the one you'd see on the hands of a blacksmith. A blacksmith like Clint.
Well, your timing seems right suspicious.
Lewis! You're the mayor of the town. You should take care of this. Take him into the other room and question him.
Okay. I guess that seems like a job for a police officer, but I'm only now just realizing our town doesn't have one of those. So...
And this game is getting really freaking weird.
Husband, I believe Mayor Lewis may need some help, so I'm going to go check on him.
They literally just went into the other room.
Abigail walks into the other room, but suddenly the lights go out once more. The lights come back on as Abigail comes running back into the room.
Lewis and Clint are dead.
Wait, what?
Well, it seems obvious that Willie killed him. He's the only suspect left.
I'm not sure about that.
Wait, Willie was in here with me the whole time.
The lights go out once more. And just as before, the lights are back on.
Oh no, someone killed Willie.
Wait, didn't you just scream?
Scream?
Yeah, right now.
Me?
Yes.
I suppose that could have been me. After all, I did just witness a murder, didn't I?
Oh, you did? Because the lights were out.
Were they?
You know, Abigail, I'm becoming really suspicious of your behavior. Wait, is that it? I lost? Man, this game is getting weirder and weirder.
And that, my friends, is how Peterson learned when you play Stardew Valley, either you play or you die.
Dice of destiny.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that radio play. Next up, we've got Dice of Destiny. Dice of Destiny is our little game we play at the end of every episode in which we roll a 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres on it, and then we roll a 6-sided dice to see who has to play that game. We roll another 6-sided dice to see how much they can spend, and so that person then has to go find the game in that genre for that price, play it, and review it on air. Peterson recently rolled
MOBA.
Oh, Christ, which we have at Phil's behest removed since from our entire document. Like, there's no way we will ever play.
When I searched for the MOBA genre on Steam, I kid you not, I scrolled down so far to get to it.
Bleak.
It's not a popular genre. So I rolled a MOBA that I could play for $30 or less. I noticed a brand new one because I like to play new stuff if I can. Called Braverz with a Z at the end.
All right.
It's like Braver
Perfect.
Z. Braverz. So it looked interesting. It was like, it said like, oh yeah, there's tower defense aspects to it.
Okay.
And so it is. The art style was actually pretty cool. This is what I'll say. I jump into the game. I download it. First of all,
wait, is this your full review or your?
This is my review.
Okay.
I talked about it last week.
You gave your first impression, Rose?
Yes.
Oh my God, the first impression, Rose.
We are deep into Bachelor 2, by the way, and loving it.
Stick around. We're doing a Bachelor cast.
You will hear Bachelor stuff over the next few weeks or months. Get used to it. So I first of all, I went to go download Braverz and noticed that it wasn't free to play like I thought it was. It was $10.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I was like, you know what? It's $10. I'll do it.
Yeah, sure. Oh.
So I paid $10.
Was it too much?
It had one review. Braverz had one review. Last week when I picked it, it had 0 reviews. Had one review, and the review was not worth the $10. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to download and play this. So I buy it.
Now there's 2 reviews that say not worth the $10.
I bought it and I downloaded it as a quick download. Get in. And so I'm like thinking there's going to be some sort of tutorial. There's not. Nope. Zero tutorial. Not a 3-hour tutorial like in Dota 2. There's nothing. It throws me in. I'm in a I pick my character. I can only pick one because I haven't unlocked the other guys, I guess. And I'm in this map in a castle, and there's these glowing little areas. So I go to the glowing area. They're teleporters. They teleport me to another section of the castle.
Okay.
I could not make sense of it, for one.
I was going to say, it looks like the gameplay looks kind of fun. It's super cartoony.
So, yes, this is what I'll say. The art style is actually pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Like, I liked the art style. The sound direction, kudos to the sound guys. The music was good. The sound direction was good. Like, it seemed like a well-put-together game.
It looks great. Like, just from this trailer.
So I get in. No idea what to do. I don't even know what my guy's moveset is. I have all my abilities to start.
So there's no UI?
No. So I quick. It starts to give me some. It says East Tower A is under attack. Sure. I don't even know what that is. There's no mini map for me to like really look at. I don't know what East Tower A is.
You have no direction.
So I can kind of see the lanes, and so I start to go down it, and there's these skeleton guys attacking my towers. So I'm testing out my abilities. Whatever. I die. Okay, because
right.
I'm in there like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. My guy's abilities aren't great, and I died to the minions. So I muddle through the teleporters again, go down another lane, fight some guys. Okay, that was about 4 minutes. Took about 4 minutes.
Okay.
I was the only person in there. There's 4 lanes, and I'm the only one defending all of them, which didn't seem right.
All right.
So I'm sitting there going, okay. So then I spent the next 2 minutes trying to figure out how to exit out of the game. I'm not kidding. Took me 2 minutes to figure it out.
What?
Exit out of the game and immediately requested a refund.
No.
6 minutes.
That's
gameplay.
So sad. I feel bad for the guys, the devs that are seeing that in their Steam
early
stats.
access.
You can't charge
Listen.
$10 for an early access game that doesn't work.
And
you
here's
guys.
the thing. Just stop. No one's playing MOBAs.
I think that's crazy.
It was honestly horrible. It looked good, sounded good. The gameplay was horrifying. And not just because it was early access. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. There was no one else, no like computer AI characters to help defend the lanes. I'm just like, and there's no way to get from lane to lane, so I'd have to go all the way back to my base and then go down a different lane. There wasn't like a jungle to cut through. I was like, how am I supposed to defend 4 towers by myself? And I can't move that fast. It was terrible. It was.
If you have a game that's hard to learn and hard to understand and hard to pick up, the last thing you want to do is make it immediately stressful, like instantaneously difficult. So you don't even get. Dude,
my abilities didn't like work together at all. There was no like cohesion to them at all.
Oh my god!
It was just 4
sounds
separate
like
abilities.
when I played Escape the Knock Knock on Nomicron, where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like the whole time, I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, or all I knew is that I was doing it wrong because I don't think I was supposed to keep dying.
Yeah, I died 3 times in that 4 minutes. It was awful.
So our review system on this podcast is buy at any price.
Yeah, obviously.
Wait for a sale, or do not buy.
This is a buy at any price,
and then immediately return it,
and then refund it. But refund it to your Steam account so your spouse only sees the one purchase. And now I've got $10 in my Steam account.
Oh, shit.
She's not even gonna know about.
Never gonna know.
Yeah,
dude, you just money launder that way. Hell yeah!
I'm money laundering
via Steam refunds.
It's my own money, but
it's your own money. But it usually is when you're laundering.
I feel cool though. I feel
so
I
badass.
Feel
pull
hardcore.
Such a scam.
You're
gonna con these idiot developers so much,
and my wife, of course.
Oh well, right. Okay, so that means we need to do a re-roll, and
here we go.
Roll that 20.
20-sided die. I'm going to give it a roll for genre 3. Don't say MOBA.
It's worse.
It's not.
It's a dating sim.
We got it. Oh my gosh. JD, we've had dating sim on here from the start.
We've never gotten it before?
Never gotten it.
Dude.
Where's Spencer? I put that on there for him. Spencer.
It wasn't entirely for Spencer.
You are
All right,
1-2.
Spencer, what dating sim are you playing, bro?
Guys, I'm not on the show anymore.
Oh, man. Okay.
Dating
right.
sim. I'm so happy.
Okay, so I'll take 1 to 3, and you take 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I actually hope. Do you want me to take more? Because you keep.
You take
playing.
1 through 4.
Yeah, I'll take 1 through 4.
Okay. Give me that square die. I want that square die right there. I want the black one. Here we go, baby. I'll be 5 and 6. You're 1 through 4 for dating.
You're gonna
sim.
get a 6. I know it.
6.
Dude, we gotta go to Wendover.
The dice never
We gotta
lie.
go to Wendover so fast.
Oh my god.
We're going to Wendover later. I'm already predicting. I'm gonna spend all my money. Dude, I'm so sorry. You have to play another dating sim, but you have $10 to spend on it.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna refund that so fast.
Okay. So
$10 dating sim.
$10.
Oh wait, I didn't roll for price. $10.
Okay, this is getting weird. We gotta get out of here. Peterson legit just rolled a 10 or a 1.
I can't.
You gotta get out of it. Well, it's actually technically you rolled a 15 because I amended the rules.
Yeah,
that's true. I do whatever I want. All right, guys, that does it for us this week. To play us out, we have Theme from Battery from Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, which I'm told is the best one.
Okay. It's good music.
I think you can find us anywhere you want. This outro was brought to you by Crave Cookies.
We forgot. They also did Dice of Destiny this week. I forgot to say. I'm so sorry, Crave.
I hope we don't lose our sponsorship. I'm JD logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK. Peterson Productions. Oh, yeah. So we tried to do the radio play with Trent, but it kept ending like this.
I didn't do it!
Okay. Everybody just calm down. Count of 3, we're all gonna put down our guns.
I have crossbows.
We'll put down our weaponry on the count of 3.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
And he revealed himself to be a double agent, at which point Dwight felt comfortable revealing that he also was a double agent, and then Michael announced to everybody that, get this, he was a double agent. Oh, and it is 6 o'clock. Really?
It wasn't me. I'm not going down for this!
Yeah, I want to go home.
Get the keys out of my purse, start the car.